Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about treasure chests, and I will explain how you can make some gold with all these different chests that you can open in all the different regions of the World of Warcraft world. So I will first explain how you can easily track all these different chests. I will then explain what are the different loots that you can get from all these chests. And finally, I will let you know what are the most interesting ones and the ones that you can really actively hunt for. So let's start with how to track very easily all these chests. What you want to do is download the add-on called Gathermate. So with Gathermate, as you can see, you will be able to see exactly on each map where are all the different chests that exist, and like that it makes it extremely easy for you to hunt for all these different chests. So wherever you're going, you will be able to see where are all the different spawn points for all these different chests, and like that really it will allow you to do it very easily. So in order to download Gathermate 2, you can go directly on websites such as CurseForge or other websites and just install the add-on. It's really not something that is difficult to add, and it doesn't take a lot of space. Then when you have it added to your account, you want to go in interface in the add-on section, and then here you want to go in filters. In treasure, you want to click on select all, and then in import you want to do treasure as well, and then import to Gathermate, and like that you will be able to see all the different treasure chests on your map. So there are a lot of different treasure chests. Most of the ones from Vanilla WoW, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King until Cataclysm were chests that you could really open, and then you could get like a variety of items up to like 300 different items. And then Blizzard decided to change a little bit the just main loots you could get from these different chests. So starting with Mist of Pandaria and until now, all the different chests you can get are mostly going to be things that are very specific, such as, like a very specific armor piece or like maybe a pet or things like that. So all these different chests are not really things we're going to talk about in today's video because they're too specific and they're not very interesting. In my opinion, you have like some very specific chests. For instance, I released a video like 1 week ago about one of them in Shadowlands that can be very interesting. But again, the loot table of all these chests are very limited, and so this is not something I'm gonna discuss. So as you can see, from Vanilla, the Burning Crusade, up to Cataclysm, you have like a lot of different chests, and all of them can be very interesting. So you have, for instance, the solid chest that you can find in all these different zones from Vanilla WoW. Most of them, or most of the loot you will get from this chest will be green, but you can also get some blue BOEs. You also have, for instance, this one, the large battle chest, in mostly like dungeons and things like that, and also in the Blood Mist Isle. You have some of these chests that are very specific to dungeons. So, for instance, this one, the large solid chest, you will only find it in specific dungeons. After that, you have like this one, another one that you can find only in dungeons. You have this one again in Stratholme, Diamond Mall, Blackrock Spire. After that, you have the sturdy treasure chest. This one is also in most of the zones in World of Warcraft, and this one has mostly only blue BOEs, blue quality BOEs. So this is a really good one. You have then the Maplewood treasure chest. This one is from Wrath of the Lich King, really good chest as well. After that, you're gonna get the silver treasure chest. So this one is the silver bound. This one is from Outland, so you can find it in most of the zones from Outland. And as you can see, you can also find another version in some vanilla zone, but the loot table will change if you're opening it in a zone in Outland or in a zone in Vanilla WoW. Then we have the Silken Treasure Chest. This one you can also find it in some Vanilla WoW, and then you can also find it in some zones in Cataclysm. So there is like, again, the loot table will include, as you can see, some Vanilla WoW loot and then some loot from Cataclysm. And after that, we have the Dark Iron Treasure Chest. This one is pretty good too, only in these few locations. And finally, the Silver Boon Treasure Chest. After that, you have like a couple more, but these are, in my opinion, the most interesting ones and the ones I really want to talk about in today's video. So when it comes to the different loot you can get from all these different chests, Most likely, all the loots you can find in some of these chests are going to be the loots you can get from killing rare creatures or just normal mobs in the zone where the chest is available. So it can include, for instance, all the different blue and green BOEs. It can include also like a lot of these different materials, consumables, things like that. And also, of course, a lot of the like white and gray quality items, which makes it like also even more interesting now because a lot of these gray and white quality items will be added to the transmog like system very soon, and so you will be able to sell them as well for probably a little bit of gold. So really, most of them will have all these different rare BOEs, whether it's like in Wrath of Lich King, Cataclysm, Burning Crusade, or Vanilla WoW, and it makes these chests very interesting. So here are a couple of examples. For instance, for this one that you can find in these like starting areas and in like the starting dungeons, you can find like some cool transmog pieces such as this Bard's Tunic. Here, for instance, if you open the sturdy treasure chest, you can find items such as the black velvet robes, 178 gold. And as you can see, if you want to do like get it without opening the chest, you can only get it through rare mobs, and it's a very low drop rate, so pretty difficult to get it. In Wrath of Lich King, you can get some of these unique appearances, transmogs such as this weapon. Same in the Burning Crusade, for instance, with all these different chests, you can get like weapons such as the Axe of the Legion, 33,000 gold, very good. Also the Gun's Blade. All these things are unique appearances, and you can only get it by killing rares or by being extremely lucky and killing maybe like some creatures in the different areas where the chests are available. Here with the Silken Treasure chest, for instance, we have the Delicate Blade of Meaning, and you have all these different things. Same here with the Dark Iron chest, you can get the Speed Steel Rapier, extremely good. And also, one of the best items you can earn for with all these different chests is going to be the Orb of Deception. So I already made a couple of videos on this item. The Orb of Deception is really an item that is worth a lot, and it's one of the best toy you can farm. And as you can see, you can find it in all these different chests, especially the Sturdy Treasure Chest and the Silken Treasure Chest. So these are the chests I'm going to talk about just after, but this is one of the best loot also you can get from all these different chests. So I would say that most of the time what you want to do is simply, when you're doing like any type of activities in all these different regions, is maybe like spend 1 or 2 minutes making a little detour to just check if some of these chests are available or not. And like that, you will be able to maybe like find some very valuable items. For instance, here, I'm just in Winter Spring, and as you can see, just coming here, following the different indications, I can find one chest. I can open it, and then you have like one weapon. It can be worth nothing, it can be worth a lot. So really just doing that could be already just giving you a lot of good opportunities. But then you can also, of course, hunt for specific chests. So in my opinion, there are like a few chests that are very interesting and worth like really farming. So these ones are going to be the Silken Treasure chest, as I mentioned before. This is the best chest in order to get the Orb of Deception, and therefore, in my opinion, it's really good chest to farm. For instance, if you come here in the Blessed Lands, you can farm all these different chests, and then you can come just here, and you have like more of these. So it's a very easy way, and then you can go just here in the Burning Steps, and when you are in the Burning Steps, it's the same. You have like all these different Silken Treasure chests. So just by doing this road, you can very easily like get the Orb of Deception. I really got it so many times by opening these different chests and by doing this road. So really something I would recommend you to do. Same with the different chests from Outland. So these ones I would say are very good, and in my opinion worth farming because they really have a lot of great loots that have unique appearances, and you can definitely sell them for quite a lot. So in all these different zones, I would definitely recommend you to farm these chests. They're very easy to find, and for me, worth farming. So you have these ones. Then in Northrend, you have the Maplewood one. So the Maplewood are pretty good, and of course also the Storied Treasure chest. So these two also worth farming because you have a lot of unique transmog appearances, especially for the weapons from Wrath of the Lich King that are pretty difficult to get elsewhere. And so by farming these, you will be able to get them. And yeah, after that, maybe just the one from all like these different parts, like the dark iron ones. Dark iron treasure chest can also be pretty interesting, especially for the speed steel weapon. But yeah, so these are, in my opinion, the ones you can really actively hunt for. And like that, you will be able most likely to get some very interesting loot. So a couple of tips in order to increase the value of these different farms if you decide to farm for all these different chests. The first one is always try to have some of these like skeleton key or like all these different keys you can craft with blacksmithing, and that will allow you to open all the different chests that are locked, because whether it's in different dungeons or in world like open areas, you will find some of these chests that are locked and you want to be able to open them as well. So always try to have these if you're deciding to like farm some of them. Another important thing to keep in mind is that, for instance, let's say you're doing the farm I just mentioned here, where you're going from this area to then the Swamp of Sorrows until the Burning Steps, farming for the Silken Treasure chest. You want to activate the War Mode on, do it on War Mode, and then when you arrive in the last zone, you want to remove War Mode on and then come back, and like that you will be able to have twice as many chests as you can. So really a good way to increase the number of chests you can get. Keep in mind that if you're in a zone, most likely if you find one of these chests or like one or two of these chests, they won't have any others. So you should not, for instance, if I arrive directly and find directly one of the sturdy treasure chests here, I'm not going to really go and try to find the other sturdy chests, because most likely they won't be there. I might try to go and see if there is a solid chest or if there is the silver bound treasure chest. But other than that, I would not recommend you to really try to do that, because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of time. Finally, always try to also kill the rares that are around. So I'm thinking, especially for instance, if you're in Outland, let's say you're farming all the chests around here, the Silverbound treasure chests, there are a lot of rares all around the area that can be worth a lot of gold. They can really like drop a lot of really good items. And so by also killing the rares that are around, you can easily make a lot of gold. For instance, again, if we're taking the farm I was talking about in the Blasted Lands, you have all these different rares that you can kill all around the map, and they can even drop some items that you can then use in order to get even more treasure chests. So these type of things are extremely good. And even in the Swamp of Sorrows and in the other zones, you will have like rares a little bit everywhere. And like that, you can really maximize the gold you will make while farming for all these different chests. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I really hope it will help you make some gold. I think it's a very easy way to make some additional gold, even if you don't farm actively the chest. You can just go, and when you're doing any activities in this region, like in these areas, you can easily pick up some chests and get some interesting loot. So feel free to download the add-on and yeah, just like to like hunt for a couple of these chests, and let me know in the comments if you were able to get anything good. So I will be back very soon with more videos and hopefully with more tips on how to make some gold. But yeah, I wish you all a great end of the day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.